welcome back, Charles. New cameras, new traditions, possibly some Christmas traditions I see here.
Yeah. Later on in the show, we're gonna go
Yeah,
over
we'll get to
some.
some stuff here.
Yeah, later on in the show, we're gonna go over 12 unique Christmas traditions.
I'm
That'll be
excited.
exciting. Yeah, and also to end the show, goddamn nose hairs. Oh, look at that
Yeah.
right off the bat. But anywho, string of UFOs captured on video in night sky above Maryland explained. So
Oh,
that
so
was
they
2
they
days
went
ago.
straight to it. They went straight to the explanation instead
They
of
went
the
straight to the explanation. Things are heating up in this UFO world. Hell, we figured we'd come right back into it. But let's start off with our sports. So obviously we've had a string of NFL games happen from then until now. We'll start with hell, was that Thursday game anything special?
no. Outside of it going from 0 points to 63 points. I
Oh
mean,
my
yeah, it was
god.
something
You know
special.
what? I think we
I
do
had not
need to
seen
talk about that for a second.
three.
Obviously,
Was
lots
it three
happened.
fumbles? Was it three fumbles in the first quarter?
Oh my god, was that
It was
Thursday night game
terrible.
anything special? Yeah, Friday morning, the Chargers finally fire Brandon Staley. They
Yeah.
also fire
GM. They
what's
fired the
his name?
GM, didn't they?
Joe Tiesco? Was it
Yeah.
Tiesco? Joe Tiesco. Let's see. I got fucking notes. Oh, there it went again. Be much harder than I thought. But anywho, so Tiesco's fired, Staley's fired, right?
Yeah.
Staley's firing obviously came way too late.
Yeah. Everybody was expecting this like week 4.
And the note the Chargers came out with the ownership, while other media outlets were calling it stern and eye
Yeah.
opening, I felt like it was mockery in all arguments.
It was a joke. It was a
I mean,
joke for
to
sure.
come out and say the fans deserve more, the fans have earned more.
The fans have been
You realize that
asking for
GM
this
was there
from the
for
beginning.
11 years. 11 years. And now he's fired?
Yeah.
How do you come out and say this when you stuck with the same guy for 11 years? Now, he did build and acquire a really good team. Let's be honest, of all of the teams that are going to be looking for new coaches, the
Yeah.
Chargers are the best team on that table.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think the Bears is going to open up. Eberflus, I don't know if he's doing enough.
No. Too early for that. You got to give him another chance.
He's going to get another chance, which also leads me to believe that Justin Fields is leaving the Bears. I truly believe that he will be traded to a contending team, to a team that thinks they're a quarterback away from a contender. I would love to see him in Seattle. I would love to see Justin Fields in Seattle.
Yeah, I think we talked about that a little bit.
I think
we
he's
broke
a
it down a
younger,
little bit.
yeah, he's a younger, more athletic Russell Wilson, in my opinion. I think he can do the same things in that system. He just needs a better defense. The Bills' defense played good.
Yeah.
But it's a 39-year-old Joe Flacco. I watched quite a bit of the game, and Joe Flacco's got no pocket movement. That offensive line, okay, so Joe Flacco's probably got the most incentive to win a Super Bowl this year out of anyone, right? He gets $75,000 per win. So he just got a cool $75,000 today for winning that game. He gets $100,000 per playoff win. And if he wins the Super Bowl, bro, he gets $2 million.
Yeah. 75,000 doesn't seem like a lot when Minnesota just came out and paid a backup quarterback for a bowl game $30,000 with NIL money they don't have. Minnesota is the epitome of what is wrong with the West, the Big Ten West in college football.
Yeah.
But we don't need to talk about that. But that was something that I thought was interesting that they offered to pay him $30,000 to stay because he was going to transfer out. They
I've
had,
pay because he was going to transfer out. That's crazy, dude.
yeah, $30,000 to play in the bowl game. And weren't they 5-6 football, 5-7? They only had 5 wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
stayed way in there anyway. Kyle
They had a
McCord,
couple signature wins. The McCord watch. Do you have any
yeah,
news on the McCord watch?
Syracuse, heading to
He's
Syracuse.
he's headed to Syracuse.
Yep,
What?
and Egbuka is
Yeah.
headed to Cincinnati Bearcats.
Yeah.
It almost makes me wonder if Ryan Day is headed to the Cincinnati Bearcats. There are a few players that transferred out and went to Cincinnati. Now, the ties with Ryan Day and Cincinnati, and not really Ryan Day, but we'll just say it, the Ohio State coaching staff, period, in Cincinnati seems to have a little bit of smoke. There's a little smoke there. And where
Nice.
there's smoke, there's fire. So we'll see. We'll see
Yeah,
what
we'll have to
happens.
pay attention to it. I do next week. We'll do our bowl week. We'll do our college football episode. We'll
Yeah,
knock out
yeah.
the New Year's bowls because I believe we'll be headed off on that maybe a week break for Christmas.
Yeah,
But
we'll be off the week. We'll probably, I would say probably this will probably be our last full week of podcast episodes. We'll have little teasers and we'll just do promo stuff, and we'll probably try to have some little teaser episodes and some funny clips and stuff, some reels and stuff to tease you and give you some information on what's heading out towards season 2 of the Boys in the Woods podcast with Charles and
I,
Patrick.
I'm fucking stoked, man. Season
Yeah.
1 was a blast. I can't wait for season 2. So, anywho, yeah, we'll bring that up. We'll look into that. We'll bring that up. Absolutely. Joe Flacco, 2 million if they win the Super Bowl. I mean, that Bears game, I tell you, dude, did you
Is it
see
their
the ending?
defense?
Did,
No.
did you see the ending of that game? It came down to a Hail Mary, right? And so they're grouped up and the
Yeah.
ball drops in and the group knocks the ball forward. The only person there is a Chicago Bears player, bro. And this dude is like falling down, and somehow or another, that ball goes right through his arms, down his leg. And as his leg is lifted up, he kicks the ball right in the face of a Browns defender, and the dude catches it, runs it out of the end zone, lays down, game over.
Wow.
Dude, I'm telling you, the ball was in his numbers, dude. It somehow or another,
Slipped
like you're
through
holding
and
a
booted
fucking
it.
baby, slipped through and
Yeah.
then slid all the way up his leg, not down his leg, dude. He was falling backwards. The
Like a
ball
slide.
slid up
Yeah.
his leg and he kicked it into the arms of the
Dude played
Browns
he
player.
played luge with the
Oh
football
my
and
God, dude.
launched it.
And I'm playing against Justin Fields, right? This is a
Yeah.
53-yard throw, bro. And I'm like, it's a game changer, dude. This, who knows? Clearly not if you're looking at the score, but
And then
I
we
mean,
gave
there was 2 seconds there, dude, where I was like, oh my God. And then it went to, oh my God, the Bears lose like that? No
yeah.
way, dude.
Well, the other
Oh,
thing is I can't believe that the Houston game came back to go into overtime and last second overtime field goal.
dude, I'm glad you're bringing
Unbelievable.
that up because it's one of my super notes right now. That dude is coach of the year.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me that they don't run the ball with Derrick Henry when it was like 3rd and 3 and they need 3 yards. You have
Yeah,
2 shots to get 3 yards with one of the best running backs in college football in the NFL, and you
in the
sit there
NFL,
and
bro.
you throw an out for one, and then you throw a crappy pass where he barely got it past the line of scrimmage on 4th down. So I don't even understand what they were thinking or what they were doing at the end of the game there. It made no sense to me.
DeMeco Ryans has to be coach of the year. everything up to this game could have been put on CJ Stroud's shoulders. The Texans are where the Texans are because of CJ Stroud. The defense is playing good. They
Right.
are. But when you're scoring 27 plus points on average in a game, you're going to win more of those games than you're going to lose, especially with a good defense.
For sure.
In every group chat that we're part of and everything that we talked today, nobody had Houston winning this game.
No.
Now, if you talk to the Houston locker room, they and D'Amico Ryans before the game, massive amounts of trust into his quarterback. And it's Case Keenum. We've seen Keenum pull some effing magic. We've seen him do some crazy things.
Oh, yeah. It's happened. It's happened plenty of times.
But for them to for him to coach that game in that way and for them to come out and win, dude, they're doing some crazy things down in Houston. Now, Denver let me down. I got to tell you, before I went to bed last night,
You were disappointed just a hair?
Yeah, for one, the two guys I needed Denver to stop, they couldn't stop. Detroit's two best players, basically, two of their 4 or 5 best players on offense.
Yeah.
They just couldn't do anything about it. You have 17 takeaways in the last 7 games. Jared Goff's got 5,300 takeaways in his career, or giveaways in his career, basically.
I don't get that at all. I honestly didn't understand. The Lions' defensive play calling was perfect for Russell Wilson. They had him flustered. They had him running for his life the entire game. Props to them. Great play calling on defense.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm glad you've steered the conversation that way, because I am pretty harsh on the Lions. They played a great football game against those Denver Broncos.
When
Jared Goff throwing 5 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and
for
0 interceptions.
They've got a good core. Their offense is good.
I think they're a year away. If Ben Johnson can stay.
Let's just say what's on the wall. I told you Dallas is going to come back. We said this. Dallas is going to come back down to earth.
Dallas, I'm done with Dallas.
I don't mediocre Buffalo Bills team.
To have the Buffalo is going to fall next week. I'm more than sure on that. Let me. Oh, I effed that up. I got to pull this back up real quick. But Denver, who are we just yelling at?
We were just yelling at Buffalo and the Cowboys.
Yeah. I'm trying to see who the Buffalo plays next week.
Is it Miami or Kansas?
Oh, they play the Patriots.
Oh, they won't lay an egg there. That's a stinker game.
The Patriots defense has been really good. Their offense has been suspect. And the Bills have a hard time with the Patriots. And I got to tell you, oh, wait a minute. No, I was way ahead of my time. I'm sorry. The Bills play the Chargers.
Oh, that's a
December 23rd.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a win. The Bills have a tough sled ahead of them, dude. But you know what? They're if they play like they play against Dallas,
they're going to sneak into the playoffs because of the Dallas win. That's a game that I didn't see them winning. Honestly, I didn't think they were going to win that game.
No, and CeeDee Lamb sneaking in that touchdown at the end of the game was mean. Was absolutely mean. Not for the Dallas Cowboys, but for Brent Becker, and I feel bad, my friend.
Why? It's 2 weeks.
I know it's 2 weeks. But no, I'm just saying. I understand that it's 2 weeks. I'm saying CeeDee Lamb had 7 points until the last 2 minutes of that game, dude.
Yeah. When you're behind, the best players to have are the players on the team that's losing, because guess what? The defense plays weak, and it's
super
easy
shell defense. And I was crossing my fingers the whole time. But Dallas did. Dallas came right back down to who they were. I'm done with the Dak Prescott MVP talk. Even if he throws 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions for the rest of the season, Brock Purdy has played better consistently. He doesn't, there's no eggshell games. People want to
Right.
talk about that 3-game stretch with Brock
Well,
Purdy.
okay, we'll talk about the 3-game stretch. Like I said, he was without one of his best offensive linemen. I think Trent was out.
Yes. Yep.
They were
Flo was out.
CDC or Christian McCaffrey, CMC was banged up.
He was absolutely hurt.
And they were still leaning on him more than they are now, and he still had good games. But they didn't have Ayuk and them were not catching the ball. I think even during that period when Purdy was not playing the best, he was overthrowing and he was rushed. He was under pressure. And that was because that offensive line was trashed.
Something else that might have been too is that the kid, because we got to remember he's still a young kid, may have opened his ears to some unfavorable noise, and he may have went out there trying to do too much. He may have been trying to prove too much. May have listened to now we'll see who Brock Purdy really is. And every loss, people were dogging on him like he was the 6th pick. He was just trying to do too much instead of going out there and allowing his team to continue because he still had Kittle. But it was still
they were banged up.
Ayuk was dropping some random passes.
Yeah, but even their defense was getting beaten up in those 3 games they lost too, which was weird. So it was a total team 3-loss effort when they did that.
The NFL. It was the NFL. Any given Sunday type baloney.
Through a slump.
Hell, 2 weeks before that, we were talking who would beat them. Looking at their schedule, they ain't got a loss on their schedule. It's the NFL. Given Sunday.
Works. That's how football is.
You had DeVito rip apart the Giants and then throw an egg against the Saints.
Yeah.
But that's the Green Bay Packers defense. Let's be honest here. Let's take a real quick.
We can slide right into that.
Let's take a real quick slide right into this.
So, all right.
Okay, so Baker Mayfield's the top quarterback this week. Guess who he played? The effing Green Bay Packers.
Well, actually, Baker Mayfield, I sent you that. Baker Mayfield owns the best quarterback rating ever in Lambeau Field. Home or away quarterback. The best quarterback to ever have a game there in Lambeau.
I'm seeing flashes of Dom Capers, dude. I'm seeing massive flashes of Capers.
All right, Charles.
I'm talking to my dad.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen?
Oh,
Monday
he's
morning.
fired. He's
Monday
fired.
morning. Okay.
No, he's not gone. He's not gone until the end of the season.
You think
I wouldn't be surprised though if he was fired Monday morning. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. He did Okay.
I can't defend
Was it
him
injuries?
anymore.
Was it injuries? Because we had a linebacker covering Chris Godwin on 70% of the plays. So either fucking
Campbell.
Joe Barry is that bad at putting players in position, and he just called the wrong play 70% of the time, or we don't have enough players to play 5 times.
Well, it was Quay Walker and Devondre Campbell both covering him on a tight end.
How are you going to have a linebacker on a wide receiver, 1,000-yard receiver?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Is he afraid of the injuries? Does he not let his players play? Because Valentine did great. He had a couple of bogus bonehead moves on his part.
Yeah.
Young kid playing a Mike Evans.
I don't know.
How do we not? You had Stokes back. How did we not shadow those two? Stokes on Godwin and or Valentine on Evans, and at halftime make an adjustment, switch the two if you need to.
It wasn't just that though either. It was the fact that their defensive front line is terrible. They're now the worst rush defense in the NFL. They were second worst. Now they're the worst. They couldn't. You can't.
How did Baker know we were in zone every single time?
He's never disguised defenses. This is something that they've pointed out a lot. They asked flat out. They're like, does he do anything? Is there any stunts? Is there anything?
We talked about this before. Yeah. One of my blow-ups on Joe Barry. That's exactly what it was. It was just like playing a high school defense. This is what we're in. Suck it up.
Yeah.
It just 2 weeks in a row, the defense is the reason we lost the games. With Jordan Love as our quarterback. And I'm not saying you see a shirt right here. That in no way was that a negative comment.
The lack of getting a stop when you need to get a stop has been the killer the last 2 weeks. That defense at the end of the game when they took the lead should have been more than enough. Granted, they did leave way too much time. They scored too fast.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it was third down
I
when they
I I understand though too in the same sense with Green Bay right now, you gotta score when you can. I don't think we have that control with Jordan Love right now.
well, it was only third down though. I
He
mean,
still needs more time. He
I
still
feel
needs more time.
I feel like they could have got the
But you're
first
not wrong.
down.
Yeah,
The thing is, someone said they could have got another first down and they
yeah,
could have ran more time off the clock. And they got granted, if you get the touchdown, you get the touchdown. But
right. I mean,
um,
but it's 3 or 4 straight possessions with a score, and I think they had multiple possession score streaks.
they came out right after halftime and drove right down the field. After the Packers, went 3-0 and punted, and then they went right down the field again. They couldn't stop them. Like,
I'm loving Jordan Love's feet, but his feet are also getting him in trouble, man. We got lucky. We got lucky on that strip sack to get the ball back when we did. I mean, that he was wide open. He was wide
yeah,
open. He just overthrew him by 15 yards.
yeah, I know. I think Kraft got banged up a little bit. I didn't like seeing that either.
The nut tap. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that was funny.
How about Matt Patricia becoming the defensive coordinator now for the Philadelphia Eagles? What is
He,
up with that?
I don't think that's a bad thing, bro. Matt Patricia was a really good defensive coordinator for Bill Belichick, and
Defense, though.
when he was a head coach with Detroit, defensively, they weren't terrible. They were better than they were prior, although I do believe that was Jim
Well,
Caldwell and he went 10-3.
here's
I
the
can't
problem.
remember
I
specifically.
listened to yeah. I listened to a guy that does the Philadelphia radio, and he says that I think people are blind. He goes, Philadelphia does not have a good defense. People think they do, but they
No,
don't. On paper, they don't. Maybe you look at their names, they do, but you're like, that's not the same Philly D. That ain't Philly D from last year.
right.
If they're young and they're inexperienced.
They've got a
Yeah.
huge slump.
Do they play Monday night?
Who's that? The
Philly.
Eagles?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play Monday night.
Okay.
And it's looking like Geno Smith is not going to be playing. He re-aggravated that in Friday's practice or Saturday's practice. And now Jalen Hurts. The whole situation sounds much worse, right?
Are
But
they in a must-win?
people inside the organization fully expect Jalen to play. Jalen expects to play as well. They
Really?
chartered a new flight for him because they didn't want to risk anyone else on the team getting sick.
That makes no sense because he's gonna have to be in the huddle with the team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They fully expect him to play Monday. Otherwise,
I'm
they
so
wouldn't have flown him
confused,
there.
but I'm
The-
so
the-
confused. I
yeah.
don't understand this. What are you putting in him? You're really now you're starting the conspiracy theory thing that you fly him on a separate flight. 24 hours is gonna make all the difference in the world.
It could be just a 24-hour stomach bug. Those things are super
That's
containable. But
still weird. That's
if
just
it was
weird.
anything else, they wouldn't have chartered his own
Well,
way.
to be honest with you, nowadays, I'm sure they give you fluids, they flush that crap out of your system because there's tons of NBA players that play with the flu all the time, and
Right.
they go in the bathroom at halftime and yak it up.
That's what I'm
I've heard
saying.
those stories.
I'm fully expecting him to play,
Yeah.
and so does the inside of the locker room. AJ Brown was quoted saying, "Listen, I don't like putting other people's business out there, but the dude is tough," and that was all he said.
But did they have him questionable or did they I swear I saw that they
They
had him
have him
out.
questionable.
I
They
thought
had
he
him
was out.
healthy. They had him
Yeah.
healthy, and then like 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, like all the reports came out, or I think it was 10:30 Central or
Are
something
they
like
gonna
that.
pull an
90
Ohio
minutes before,
Are
and
they
it
gonna
was like
pull an Ohio State if they lose though? We were sick. Remember?
with Dallas losing tonight, the door's open for Philadelphia to take the division over.
Well,
To
take the division, but if they lose, man, that opens the door for San Francisco even more than what it is already. Is it a must win? Is what I was asking for Philly. You don't want the you don't want to
Because
lose this
I
game.
tell you what, for the outside noise to cease, I think it's a must win. But for that locker room to be successful moving forward, I don't think this game matters that much in the grand scheme of everything, mostly because of how everything went. Every single team in their division lost today.
Yeah.
The Cowboys lost, the Commanders lost, the Giants lost. They have a very easy schedule to end it out. I believe they play the Giants twice. So that's
Yeah.
even with a really crappy defense, unless you're the Green Bay Packers, you've been whopping the floor if you're a playoff bound team with the New York Giants. It's just what it is. I'm really glad that's happening too because I was getting so sick and tired of this. You- Man, it's
You're getting
they're
older.
like drug addicts, dude. Something
Yeah.
pops up and they just milk the crap out of it
Oh,
until
yeah.
the very end, and then by the end of the day, you're just or it's like one of them radio stations growing up in the UP, man, where they played like 11 songs on a 35-minute loop, and it was just like, okay, can we just listen to the wind blow now? That's all we get, you know. Besides, it's probably 20 years old, anyways. I, so to wrap up this football chatter, Dak MVP crap. So yeah, actually, yeah. So let's end this football chit chat on this, dude. Okay, so Brock Purdy or CMC? Who do you think? Who do you think is going to get the MVP? The betting odds are going to be on Brock Purdy,
Well,
but
yeah, because of the history that they don't want to give it to a running back. Just like we said with the Heisman. They were going to give it to Marvin Harrison, even though he probably had he had a better game against Michigan, he probably would have won it.
I agree. I didn't think Harris. I think Harrison deserved to be there. I didn't think he deserved to win.
No, had he led them to an undefeated season, had a big
Mhm.
game against Michigan, had a big game in the Big Ten championship. I'm saying that
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah, yeah,
finish
yeah, yeah.
he
Yeah,
didn't
I
finish the
agree.
season strong
I
enough.
agree.
All those other
The
guys did
scuttlebutt about him coming back to play to try and beat Michigan one more time, like
with what
you
quarterback?
he
A
gotta be
backup?
out. He gotta be out of his mind. I hope.
They lost one of their
Oh my!
offensive linemen.
I mean,
They lost starters left and right. You can't just plug these guys in on that team and expect it to be a perfect football season. It's not
you
gonna
know,
happen, man.
we know this, right? This
Yeah,
was the beginning of the Urban years. The Urban
yeah.
Meyer, the first couple of wins, Urban Meyer, like it was bad, and like it became so much worse. Just so
We
you
went
guys
through
know,
it. Yeah.
it became so much worse.
Yeah, we went through it for sure. It was bad.
So uh, the thought continues to come up though. Does CMC pull votes from Purdy? And does Purdy obviously pull votes from CMC? And does that allow the third place person to get a little closer? Jalen Hurts play out his mind tonight. He's probably going to be right back in the conversation. Although I don't think he should be. He's not playing
Yeah.
like he should be.
Yeah.
I,
I don't know. I
I think that's a situation where the team overall helped him more than it hurt him, while on the San Francisco 49ers side, the team is hurting Brock Purdy with their amazing, immaculate play.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll take away from him, but it's definitely if Purdy keeps playing great and CMC keeps playing great, it's definitely going to take away from each other. But one of them is probably going to win it, like you said, unless something crazy happens with Hurts.
What, one of the last running backs to win it, I think, was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, but that was the
That
year
was
where he came back from his Achilles or whatever it was. Um, that was but that was crazy. Nobody thought that would ever even happen. Like what he did coming
that,
back from that
yeah,
injury was just what
insane.
he was short of breaking the record.
Oh, he was like
It
six
was
yards shy.
crazy.
I'll never forget. I don't think enough people talk about what the Minnesota Vikings did to Adrian Peterson at the end of that season.
Not only that, I don't think a lot of people understand that what he did is like a miracle either. Like
Ah,
it doesn't
and
even seem it's like
for
something you
him
would
to
do in
be
a video
that
game.
close and
Yeah.
to not even be out there for the last 2 plays of the game, to be on the sideline, bro. The camera panned to him so many. I felt so bad. And they were playing the Packers. They had to beat the Packers for a chance to win. I think they were down by 10 points, or maybe they were down by 6. Who knows? Still,
Yeah.
oh, I think that's why not enough people talk about that. I think that situational
I
football
think it's bitter in
definitely
people's
called,
mouths. It's
but
bitter.
oh my God, to be 6 yards away from that record. I think 2,200 some odd yards, man. It's, oh my God, disgusting. But yeah, I think Purdy wins the MVP, but CMC deserves it. He may be on my fantasy team. I sent a picture to the pod, right? I sent a picture. I said, go show me his bad games. And there's 2 games on there. One game he had 13 points. It was against Dallas. But they were up 40 something on Dallas. They didn't have to play him at all. They did not play him at all. And then the next week against the Browns, he had 13 or 14 some points, but he got hurt in the second quarter and didn't come back.
Yeah, it was a 1.5
he had
game.
14 points in 5 carries and didn't come back. The rest has been 20 to 40, almost 50 points. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's done. But that's the NFL. Let's take a quick pitch to the NBA. Draymond Green.
I would, if it honestly, if I was a fan of basketball, of that team. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of basketball. I'm saying I'm not a fan of that team. I would be very disappointed if they bring him back.
Unfortunately, the scuttlebutt is they are definitely bringing him back. They just signed him to a $100 million contract this offseason. They are
Pretty sure what he did voids all that, though. Because I'm sure the NBA could be like, okay,
it depends on how it depends on how the contract was written. Golden State and Mike Dunleavy Jr. and Draymond Green, like, they are very close. So whatever contract was written, the details in that scenario covered Draymond more than it covered Golden State, which is arguably ridiculous. Draymond Green has his own highlight reel over the last few seasons, his own UFC highlight reel.
Let's just break this down. There was the Minnesota Timberwolves incident with the headlock.
Yep.
There was this incident. There was this incident with the swinging and the punching.
Yep.
Did he violate? Yeah. Did he violate and break NBA protocol and NBA rules? Because what did he technically get suspended for making contact for the punch, right?
No, he got suspended for. See, now if it would have came out that he was suspended for fighting for
I don't know what the
activities detrimental to the league and stuff.
Yeah,
yes, but he is suspended for a repeat offending, basically repeat technical foul. Basically, the way it was written was so he could get help and not be punished for it. Now, he is still getting fined.
Come after him.
He is still getting fined for every game he misses. So if he misses 19 games or up to 19 games, right?
Yeah.
At 10 games, up to 10 games, it's about 123,000 a game, maybe 110,000 a game. Past that to 20 games, it goes all the way up to 204,000 per game check. So if he misses more than 20 games, it's per game check. He's already missed more than half of the games on the Golden State currently played season.
All right. Not that if I was another team's coach and I would actually I would never tell a teammate or a player to ever do this. The NBA and these guys' egos, there's going to be cats coming after this guy because they know he's got a temper and they know he's on a short leash. They're going to come after him.
This is competitive sports.
Yeah.
In America.
And that's to get a competitive advantage for sure.
Every team does anything and everything they can within the guidelines until they're told otherwise for a competitive edge. Absolutely. But the major scuttlebutt on the court is that players are genuinely concerned for their safety when this dude is on the floor. They're no longer playing to play, they're playing to not get attacked by Draymond Green.
So
So
he's basically, they consider him a thug in the NBA as far as let
right.
players
I mean,
scuttlebutt information comes from them.
enough people are not talking about how terrible of a job Adam Silver is doing. You've got the John Moran incident, you've got the James Harden incident, you've got the
It's a
Kevin
black eye
Durant
for
incident,
sure.
you've got this going on. What the frank is Adam Silver going to do about this issue he's got in the NBA? It's basically turning into a turf war. You and to in lieu of other words, whatever anybody else wants to call it, it's you got a dude walking around the Memphis Grizzlies, bro, look like an inner city high school going into the locker room, not going into the arena, dude,
Yeah.
going into the Memphis Grizzly locker room
Yeah.
because of this dude, John Moran.
Yeah.
The Memphis Grizzlies are like 14th in the West because this dude was suspended 25 games. And now they just come back.
Yeah.
I hope
It's
everything's
different.
cool. I hope everything's good. But listening to him talk, he's like, listen, I'm still gonna be me, but I've just got
Yeah.
a better, I just got better people around me now. You know what that tells me? He's got people around him now that aren't gonna put him on video.
Handlers.
He's still gonna be that
Yeah.
same person he was. He just told you that. He said the only difference is I got better people around me now.
Yeah.
I got a better support system. You just got people who ain't gonna put the camera on you, dude. And now you
Yeah.
got James Harden. Here we go. All right, oh yeah, regular
The James
season.
Harden thing. Yep.
James Harden quit in the playoffs for the 76. He quit in the playoffs. How do you trust a dude who quits? He's going to get his feelings hurt in 5 minutes. He's going to quit. So I don't trust the Clippers. I don't trust James Harden.
No, the James Harden thing was, I think he came out and said that I always play hard, and I almost spit my coffee out when I saw it. I was like, what?
He constantly lies.
He always plays hard? Like, really?
James, great for him. But
Yeah, if
he
he wants
only
if he
cares
thinks
about James
that,
Harden.
yeah, if he thinks
He
that, for
only
sure.
cares about James Harden. If the situation is not pro James Harden, look at what Russell Westbrook had to do. James Harden should have been coming off the bench, not Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Why did they put Russell Westbrook? Russell Westbrook gets shit he doesn't deserve. That dude is a dog. I myself, at one point in time, have given this dude shit because of his attitude. But by all means, I'm sorry. You don't hear me say that often, but I'm sorry. That dude
Right.
deserves way better. And I'm glad he's in a really good spot with Ty Lue. But the fact that I hope he wins Sixth Man of the Year, I hope all good things for Russell Westbrook. I really do. But for him to have to sit down, he's not necessarily playing less, but he's taking on a lesser role in the eye of the public.
Yeah.
Just so James Harden can have a pro James Harden situation.
It's the epitome of their egos, and it's been going on in the NBA for forever. What was it, even when Jordan and Pippen and all these, the Rodman, all these, they all had egos. We all know that, but they also were very great basketball players too.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
do you want to go into something lighter right now after
this? Yeah,
you
definitely.
you finish
definitely.
on this? We'll go on something.
So, because back to the Draymond Green thing, right? There's another thing too that comes into this situation. Where the hell is Steph Curry? He's the leader of that team. Is everybody in that fucking in that building afraid? Oh, we're well past the 10-minute mark, but is everybody in that building afraid of Draymond Green?
No, I don't think Steph Curry's ever been a leader. Ever.
He is the undisputed leader of that team.
Is he a leader, or is he just a good player?
Oh, I agree with you, bro. 100%. This is part of the point I'm making here. But so outside of Curry too, where's Steve Kerr? Bro, do you think this would have happened on a Phil Jackson team?
Did you not? You said that he's in with management and he's in with the upper management. So is Steve Kerr afraid of him because he believes that he'll be overruled on the situation anyway? They need in order for them to be successful in the playoffs. They need Draymond
They
Green
named
because
Draymond Green. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
he is their toughness. He
Within the first
yeah
24 hours, Kerr's comment was, "We need him."
yeah
After 24 hours, Steve Kerr just reiterated
yeah
what the NBA
desperation.
came out to say. We want him to get help. But none of this. What? Oh, the Draymond who punched Jordan, the Draymond who
Charles,
choked out Rudy, the Draymond who just punched Jokic. That's not the Draymond. That's not the
you just
Draymond we know. What?
that's the thing. You just want him to get help now that it's in the public eye. Now that you guys that we're all seeing it. Come on, he's been doing this in the playoffs for
That
years.
he did it at Michigan State. He's
Yeah,
been
he
doing
was.
this for a
Yeah,
really long time, and nobody has stepped up to the dude and has told him otherwise. And now it leads to a situation. They failed Draymond Green. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to, bro. They
you know,
failed Draymond Green.
but we are failing at Michigan with Howard as well too. Did you hear about that situation? The situation at
Juwan Howard's
Michigan.
got to go, dude.
No, it was his son got into it with the manager or the team trainer or whatever it was, and got
Mhm.
out. And he was pointing fingers, and I think he might have pushed the guy. And Howard got in between him, and he was bitching out the trainer. And the trainer was basically like, "F this, I'm gonna quit." Like you're treating your kid like he's special privilege, and guess what? He's got an anger problem. I think he threatened to fight the guy. I can't.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say
yeah,
it. Maybe that's just
yeah.
speculation, but if he's got a
Speculation
temper,
or
he
not,
needs to go too.
speculation or not, Juwan Howard also had a suspension last season for slapping somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Taking a swing at a
it's like,
Badger, the Badger coach.
yeah, that's not Michigan.
No.
And I loved having him back. I loved the reconnection and everything. But can we get a basketball coach, please?
Yeah,
For
because
the
I think
love.
Phil Martelli, those aren't kids that he can coach. It's sad to
No.
say that, but he's on the sideline. He's got a bunch of kids on that sideline that are like little mini Draymonds. Uh,
Yeah.
they're playing for themselves. They're not playing for the team, and that's not what Michigan needs right now to come back on.
So another thing that happened in the I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Another thing that happened in the NBA this week, Giannis set a new scoring record for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yep.
He shot 64 against Indiana. And then the Indiana Pacers went forward with the most classless, punk ass move I'd ever seen in my entire life. Nobody else in the NBA, if you talk to them outside of this year for the Indiana Pacers, apparently does this. When a rookie gets their first points, they get this game ball thing. They were in Milwaukee. They
Yeah.
took the game ball and then ran into the locker room with it. During the scuffle in the locker room, video came out with voice recordings, and you heard the Indiana Pacers say, "Don't give him that ball. Put that ball away. You want the ball? You ain't ever getting that boop in ball. You ain't ever getting that boop in ball.
Because
Hell no."
they were upset that they lost.
They
It's a
got
regular season game, dude.
smacked. They got
That's
smacked.
terrible.
But for them to come out and act so classless, and then for Carlisle to come out, he is in the middle. Now, I know
Yeah.
he's in the middle of this situation because he's there to notice that one of his assistants or general manager got elbowed. Who knows if he's going to be okay? So I know he heard all the players screaming about the ball. For him to come out in that way, in that presser, and go, "Oh, I've got no idea. We gave him the ball,
Well,
yada
we
yada."
gave them a ball. Yeah.
You are so classless. And if that's who Indiana is, if
Oh,
that's who
they're gonna get smacked in the. I
are,
can't wait for the playoffs. Then if
I can't wait
that's
for
what
the
it's gonna be.
playoffs. And I hope the rest of the league takes this into effect as well. I'm sorry, Halliburton was a wonderful story and an
Yeah.
Oshkosh dream. That's fantastic. But that's like unwritten rule type shit. You just walk in like you own the place. You literally just took your fucking shoes off.
Yeah.
And you want to know why I know you just took your shoes off? Because you walked into my house. You weren't even in your house. You were in my house and you're acting a fool
Exactly.
like this. That's just trash, bro.
You want to get onto something a little more lighthearted? We can have some
Yeah.
laughs here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you get the video I sent you on Instagram of the highlights from this? North Dakota State
No,
basketball
I
game.
have not been on Instagram in a minute.
Oh boy, do I have a fantastic treat for you. Now, they beat this team very bad. I think it was 100 and something to like 14. And wait till you see the highlights of this game. You are not going to believe it. It is like it's just crazy. Let's just get right into her. A three? Oh boy. This is the team. Oh boy.
Just a bit
Wait for it,
outside.
Charles. It gets better.
Oh my god.
So this, all right, big guy at the top of the key. Oh, tries dribbling the ball between his legs.
Who's their Who's their Curry.
Charles, who's letting this guy shoot the threes? He's gonna pop another one.
Curry. Bro, the Carlton comment kills me.
It's the
I'm sitting here
Carlton
thinking, I swear to God, that's Carlton playing basketball right now. Curry.
Now a
Or
lot
Kobe.
of
Hold on, let's see it. Kobe. Ready?
Here he goes.
Kobe.
It's Charles. It's that same guy. I think that guy went 0 for 14.
Yeah, Kobe. That's all I hear. Kobe. Oh my God, dude.
Charles, one of the comments on here says it's like they found a bunch of 8th graders at rec league and let them freaking make a team.
We know.
I was like, can this possibly even be real? I was like, is that real?
Crap.
That was the worst.
Listen, and something too, man. Big shout out to all of our fans.
Ever.
The videos and stuff that you guys send, tag. It's one of the greatest things about this journey.
We get tagged in some of the craziest videos. It's a lot of ones that we can't even put on here because there's disclaimers and stuff. I'm pretty sure this one wasn't on ESPN or any of the freaking networks. They wouldn't even put the highlights out there apparently, but some dude got them. He must have got them. That's crazy that
they wouldn't put the highlights out there, yet they could talk crap on Tyler for calling into a radio show.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know about that game. If those were the highlights, though, that might be considered harassment. Kobe.
That's it. I'm telling you, in his mind, every shot. Kobe.
It's the same guy on top of it. He's got to know he's bad.
Hey, man. You can't make him if you don't take him, baby. You can't make him if you don't take him.
I would love to see his stats. That guy, I bet you went 0 for 14 or 15 in the game.
You can't make the most shots in the league unless you take the most shots in the league, player. Hell yeah.
Yeah, the James Harden quote right there. Yeah.
All right. 12 unique Christmas traditions. That was our sports world.
Yeah.
Next week, we'll hit a little bit of the NFL, a little bit of the NBA. We'll talk a little bit of baseball. Turns out the Dodgers are top pick for Yamamoto. Yeah. we signed old boy for no reason. So 12 unique Christmas traditions. If you're not familiar with the Krampus tradition in Central Europe, go YouTube a bunch of videos on the Krampus one. It's crazy. Saint devil-like counterpart Krampus, celebrated throughout Germany, Austria, Czechia, Slovenia, and Hungary, has one task: to punish bad children before the feast of St. Nicholas on December 6th. So go check that crap out if you want some nightmares, if you're under the age of 18, or if you want some material to give nightmares. If you're over the age of 18, go check that out. So the next one, I laughed. I didn't read anything else on this list. So this list could very well end up being trash. So at the end of the list, I'll tell you where I got the list from. But this one made me laugh. I'm like, oh, we got to talk about these. So you've got Mary Lude in Wales. So in Wales, horses and Christmas go perfectly well together. According to Wales.com, Mary Lude translates as gray mare, and involves carting a horse, either a horse figure or someone dressed as one, door to door, accompanied by a group of townspeople. While its exact origin is unknown, the tradition dates back hundreds of years, kicking off with the traditional Welsh songs and a petition to enter the home for more music and merriment. The ritual can also include a rhyming contest between Tupe and the home's residents. A satirical back and forth, not unlike a modern day rap battle. So basically, in Wales, you got a bunch of people dressed as horses rap battling each other, going door to door, finding out who the dog is. I think that's fantastic. Can you imagine 8 o'clock in the morning? You're just waking up in your Wales outfit. You got your Walish coffee, and all of a sudden you hear a and you're like, oh shit, these are my mates. We're about to battle it down. You open it, and there's just a bunch of people dressed up as horses. You're like, what the? This is the best thing ever. Or
It'd be
maybe a
like
nightmare.
it's like our hobby horse. It'd be like hobby horsing. Is that why hobby horsing is
I
so
bet hobby
popular over there?
horsing is huge in Wales. We should look into this.
Wales. That's
So
basically UK, yeah.
yeah. So
Basically.
in Australia, apparently there's just beach parties. Evergreen trees and white snowy landscapes may be some people's idea of a perfect Christmas, but that's not the case in Australia. When December 25th falls in the middle of summer, on the bright side, the warm weather does make it the perfect time to throw a Yuletide beach party. Another popular tradition is carols by candlelight, where people light candles and sing holiday songs in the park and other outdoor venues. As Atlas Obscure reported, Santa sometimes even makes an appearance on the beach in Mooloolaba, Queens Island. Mooloolaba, Queens Island, in a boat or via parasail to hand out candy to all the kiddos. So that's Feliz Navidad type stuff, right?
Yeah.
Christmas in Hawaii. It's crazy to think about not a white Christmas. It's weird to me.
We're not gonna have one.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
So it's weird and we're gonna not have one. We're talking about it right now.
Yeah. I just got to go a little bit further south. They covered the greens. I'm not happy. I understand why they did it, though. So, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Japan. Traditional holiday dinner for millions of people in Japan means a bucket of KFC.
They think that the chicken is like their turkey. We're eating chicken on Thanksgiving, apparently.
Christmas itself isn't really a religious holiday since most people in the country do not identify as Christian. It's still
That's
a
true.
funner, secular celebration. The offbeat custom is the legacy of a 1974 marketing campaign wherein the fast food chain touted fried chicken as a traditional American Yuletide feast. Even today, in the weeks leading up to the holiday, Colonel Sanders statues outside KFC outposts all over Japan wear Santa gear, while the chicken itself is served in special holiday packaging.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
So they go all out on it too. They sell the shit out of it.
All out. I'll show you the screen I'm looking at here. I mean, all out, bro. There he is.
Oh boy, look at that. Look at that
Yeah.
Santa.
I mean, Colonel Santa.
The clucking chickens.
Oh man. That's crazy too that they're like, yeah, no, this shit's everybody eats this shit on Christmas over in America. Everybody does.
Right.
Oh, you stupid Americans, so fat. You eat KFC on Christmas.
Exactly. Fucking
Yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
Kinda.
So, quick question: do you eat fruitcake? No, I don't either. I've never. I promise you, to this day,
I've seen a Jello mold or two in my lifetime, but not a fruitcake.
I've never met anybody.
Yeah.
I've never met
I've
anyone.
seen people bring them, but nobody eats them.
Right. The damn Sam's Club here in Appleton sells out of that shit faster than I go there.
Wow.
And they got pallets of it, bro. Pallets. What the hell? If anybody ever sent me a fruitcake for Christmas, you would never get a gift from me ever.
No.
No, ever again, ever. I don't even understand that. I would rather no gift.
I'd
Then
fight you. You
fruitcake.
send me a fruitcake, I'm fighting you for
We would
sure. We're going
definitely
rounds,
fight. Oh my
fisticuffs.
wow. In Ukraine, I don't know if they're doing this now or really what's going on, if you trust any of our media.
Can't
But
trust them.
apparently they do spider web decorations. This particular tradition goes back to a folk tale in which spiders decorated the tree of a family that was too poor to pay for proper Yuletide ornaments.
Okay,
When they
okay,
woke up on Christmas morning, the spider webs woven overnight turned silver and gold. Nowadays,
Charles,
Ukrainian Christmas trees feature spider webs made from various materials such as crystal, paper, metal, and plastic.
so you're telling me that the Ukraine believes in a Charlotte's Web fairy tale of decorating the Christmas tree?
Hell yeah. Yeah,
All right,
straight up.
all right, all right. Did they not steal? Sure, they didn't steal that one from Orwell or whatever.
Apparently, it goes back way back.
It goes way back past Charlotte's
Way
Web. Then
back.
all right, all
Well,
right. So
maybe
we stole
when
it
they're
from
done
them.
with this war, we could talk to some people somewhere. But like, are spiders a religious ornament in Ukraine?
I
Do
don't
they
know.
super love these
They
things?
superimpose them on their Stars of David or whatever they got
Yeah,
going on over there.
crazy.
It's possible. Maybe that's how they get their decorations. They just let the spiders draw crazy shit, and they just say, "Hey, we got to make that because that's cool."
How upset were they when Americans gave spiders LSD? Do you think they were pretty upset?
Probably,
I think they were probably pretty upset.
probably
La
whacked out.
Befana, Italy. I don't know if this is the name of it or the name of the place, but the picture I'm looking at is okay. So at first I thought it was a picture of people in costumes. Turns out it's just really old people in Italy clothing. Okay, so I got to share this real quick, right? Just do a quick glance. We're going to do a quick glance, right? It looks like a Krampus in a boat. Turns
Yeah,
out it's just windy. That's a parka. Those are some parka leaves or whatever
and
the
they're
hell
just
they're called.
boating. They're just boating across the river or across the
Who is
lake.
that swooping down the chimney, similar to Santa Claus? An old witch named La Befana flies around on a broomstick and brings good Italian children treats and bad Italian children coal. An epithet, Eve. According to the Italian Ministry of Tourism, the roots of this legend can be traced back to pre-Roman times, when similar mythical flying women were wise or were associated with the harvest, but became connected to the story of the three wise men visiting baby Jesus.
Dude, I'm so confused right now.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold
Wait a
up.
minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. According to the Italian Ministry of Tourism, the roots of this legend can be traced back to pre-Roman times when similar mythical flying women were associated with the harvest, but
The
became
harvest,
connected to
Halloween.
this. No, this the Christmas. It's something they call Christmas.
Okay.
Epiphany Eve. I'm not sure, but became connected to the story of the three wise men visiting baby Jesus.
I'm so lost already. What do you mean?
No,
There was
there's
witches?
there was witches. There was
There's witches
witches that
flying
visited
around?
baby Jesus, and we weren't told. When did this get taken out of the story,
Exactly. We need to look into this. We got to
bro?
look into
So
this
there was
story.
witches,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Bro, are you talking to me
Yeah.
about magic right now? Avada Kedavra! Are we about to Avada Kedavra ourselves into the Bible? That's crazy. We'll save this
Yeah.
for Clint. We got to bring this up with Clint.
Yeah, we do.
And probably Joey too. Who fuck? We got to tell the world. Those witches next to the baby Jesus.
Save baby Jesus.
Oh my God. Help me, Oprah Winfrey. So anyways, the legend is celebrated on January 6th with events across the country, including the Regatta della Befana in Venice. I'm not sure if I said that, but it felt so good.
Yeah.
A boat race featuring, they are in costumes. What? Weird.
Nice.
Nice. So that's cool. La Befana. Witches with Jesus at Christmas on January 6th.
Who knew?
Who knew? Now, Yule Lads. Iceland has several unique Christmas traditions, ranging from the Christmas book flood when everyone receives at least one book for Christmas, to the baking of. Okay, so basically these people just hand out books and bake a bunch of bread. That's cool. Well done, Iceland. Well done.
Nice.
La Quema del Diablo, Guatemala. That sounds interesting. The ceremonial burning of the devil is a prelude to the Christmas celebrations in Guatemala. A custom that dates back to the 16th century. Residents sweep up, collect garbage, and amass everything in a huge pile outside. After an effigy of the devil is placed on top, the whole thing is set on fire, burning negativity from the past away once and for all. Yeah. No. Fucking fossil fuels or emissions or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Where the hell's the World Health Organization? You just gonna let these people burn trash in the middle of the road?
That's basically what it sounds like.
That can't be great. Hey, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn my
Single
shit.
women tossing shoes in Czechia. According to the Czech Tourism Authority, unmarried women will toss a shoe over their shoulder on Christmas Day while facing away from an open door to predict whether or not their romantic prospects will change in the next year.
I think I've heard of this before.
If it lands with the toe pointing towards the door, the woman will marry. If not, she'll have to embrace single life for at least another year. Hey, babe, you look great. Yeah, no, the shoe flopped the other way. Catch me next year.
Peace.
Fuck, Chechnya is why. I'm so glad Rachel didn't do that to me. I love my wife. I'd be franked. Night of Radishes in Mexico. Okay, then we're going to end it here with the Gavel Goat in Sweden. That's just the title. I haven't even read it, so hopefully this is
wow.
Okay. Some say this tradition goes back to local Swedish legends about Christmas elves riding the Yule goat door to deliver presents, similar to Santa Claus. Researchers at the Carnegie Museum of Natural History have also traced it to an ancient pagan festival honoring the Norse god Thor, whose chariot was pulled by goats. According to the Gavel's official tourism website, the town constructed an epic version of the Yule Goat in 1966 to promote local tourism. Constructed of wood, rope, and straw at roughly the height of a 3-story house. To this day, it goes up on the first Sunday of Advent each year, and despite the presence of stationed guards, cameras, and fences, it usually gets destroyed before Christmas. So often, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation reported that locals will bet on whether or not it'll make it through the whole season.
Wow.
Damn. Sweden is always crazy, dude. There's always a lot of shit going on.
They've got a lot of weird shit going on over there. That's all I know.
Hell yeah, Swedes. Go. I don't even know what I said there. I may have said will go or way to go. We'll see what happens. So that is your 12 unique Christmas traditions. Crazy.
Yeah. Some wild ones in there.
Crazy ones in there. Yeah. The whole witches around baby Jesus is still freaking me out, man.
The fact that they brought it back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
shy about it.
There was witches with the 3 wise men. So is the 3 wise men a much cooler story than we were led to believe?
Charles, not only witches, they were flying witches.
Flying witches.
Flying witches, yeah.
Bro, what if the 3 wise men were like just boss, bro? What if they were like gods? What if they were actually like magic? What if they were wizards, dude? 3 wise men, 3 wizards? Bro. Yeah. The 3 witches, they weren't wise. They were fucking wizards, dude.
Yeah, exactly. See? Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's nuts. All right, let's get into some other conspiracy theories real quick before we end it. So we mentioned at the beginning, stirring of UFOs captured on video in the night sky above Maryland explained. A local named Robert Scott shot a video from his front door in the heart area of what looks like a string of UFOs, but it's Starlink satellites. Fuck off. I should have looked into this way
Starlinks,
sooner.
yeah. So they have actually told people where you can track them. It tells you exactly where in the sky they are at any point in time.
Okay, listen, stupid ass moment. when I was up in the woods in the UP, for the very first time that I had seen Starlink, very first time, dude, I got so excited. I was like, the galactic universe finally opened up a super freeway that put Earth on the map. Yes. And then the next day I find out it's Starlink. And I'm like, there's no fucking way that, dude, there's like 50 satellites, dude. There's no way that could happen. Like, how do you get? So then I watched a bunch of videos on it, the design this dude has, and it's just like, it's, oh my God, this dude is a genius.
Yeah,
How
they
do you
move in
even
sequence.
second guess? How do you even second guess it? Yeah. So, wow, way to go. This UFO stuff, it's just, we'll have to do a little bit more digging.
Yeah, when we bring Clint back on, he's got some good ones. He's
McCord
always
commits
said it'd
to
be fun stuff.
Syracuse. Confederate memorial removed. Leon Edwards retains welterweight bait. Richard Hunt dies. Demi Lovato engaged. Zachary Wilson injury. Jalen Hurts downgraded.
Is Simone
There's
Biles
your
pregnant?
trending searches on.
I heard Simone Biles is pregnant as well.
Oh, I congratulations. That'll be a nice added member to the Packer family.
Yeah.
Her hubby there, Owens, has been smacking it on the field.
Yeah.
That's about all I got for today. I look forward to our college football episodes.
Yeah.
Coming
Picks.
up, we got the
We
New
got
Year.
our picks coming up tomorrow.
And then our picks coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I do that in my sleep too. The wife was
What's
telling
that?
me, she goes, I want to, the other night she comes up to me, she goes, or the other morning, I was thinking all day, obviously it wasn't morning when she came up to me.
Yeah.
To continue the story forward, to football got in my way. She came up to me, she goes, listen, I've been thinking all day last night in your sleep. Who are you arguing with? I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, all of a sudden out of nowhere, you just went, hey, yeah. And she turned over and then you went, yeah, bet. And then you went, ha. And I was like,
yeah.
Like, what? I remembered my dreams in 12 years, but somebody got fucked up. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bet. I'm always thinking about the next thing.
I was telling her, I was like, the bet thing was obviously bring everyone together. That's the only way I know how to use that word anymore. I live in Wisconsin. It's not legal to do it any other way. Oh, I guess I could go to one of those casinos. The wife doesn't let me go to the casinos. But anyways, yada, yada, yada.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Bet. You got anything else you want to bring up?
Nah, we covered it. We're good.
Awesome.
We got everything in there we needed to.
All right. Again, thank you so much. I did do a guest spot on the Heat Check podcast there with Paul and Mike.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely check it out. You link it if you get the link from them. When Mike gives me the link, we'll link it in one of the episodes for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We did that draft thing. That was actually a lot of fun. For a recap, though, quick, the number one draft pick by the Green Bay Packers in 2018, thanks to a bomb-ass trade, was Saquon Barkley.
Nice.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got Saquon Barkley. It was one hell of a killer. But to hear the other four picks, you'll have to head over to the Heat Check. Check it out. The shop is coming along nicely. We did get our first order in. We're checking the print and the quality to see if we need to change anything on the image side of our photos. But that shop should be opening up right around the first week of January, just as we had anticipated. That's fantastic. Thank you for listening, clicking, liking, subscribing, sharing. Thank you for everything you do. And just continue to smile more. The world is a much better place because of it.
Yeah. Bet.